My first month in France shocked me, and not for the reasons you'd expect. Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Keith Mangum. I am a midlife millennial restarting his career as a pastry chef by going to pastry school in Paris. So if that's your vibe, like and subscribe to keep following the journey. From house sitting in Geneva to moving to Paris into this new beautiful house and exploring our neighborhood, starting pastry school, and even releasing my second EP, it has been a wild ride. Our journey to France started with a trip to Geneva, not because that has anything to do with our sabbatical, but because I have a very good friend who has a house there, who has so graciously let Joe and I house sit for them every summer for about 2 weeks when they and their family go away for vacation. So this felt like exactly the right way to start our French sabbatical. House sitting in Geneva for my friend Allison, it means so much to me. It's such a lovely, lovely house, first of all. She has created such a warm and inviting home, and it feels so nice to be spending a vacation in someone you care about's actual house. You feel as if you're getting a glimpse into their life and being able to live in their shoes for a little bit, which to me just feels a lot cozier than staying at a total stranger's house. Geneva also represents a lot of great memories for us. This will have been our third time house sitting for our friends, and we always get so much out of those 2 weeks. It's really a place to fully disconnect, to walk around and take in all of the beautiful nature. It's set sort of up in the Jura Mountains, so you have the best of both worlds. You can go down to the lake when the days are hot. You can go up and hike the mountains for those nice chilly mornings with a little bit of fog. And really it just allows us to pursue more of our hobbies, to have a bit of a creative reset. It's just fantastic. And so it came at such a wonderful time for us to basically have this bit of a buffer between all of the chaos of leaving South Africa, which you saw in one of my previous videos. But also, you know, I was still finishing up my role at Reach Digital Health. And so before fully letting go and moving to Paris, it was nice to kind of have just a couple more days of teleworking, easing slowly away from those priorities and from those responsibilities, and just getting a chance to exhale. The main things we did while we were in Geneva were enjoying the house, going to fresh vegetable markets and fruit markets, cooking a lot. Allison has an amazing kitchen, so we really took advantage of that. I specifically wanted to try and get my hands dirty with some baking, so because it was summer, I came up with just a random pistachio and apricot clafouti.
How would someone from Philly say clafouti?
Clafouti.
Clafouti! The foodie.
That's for you, Kristen.
Foodie. Clafouti.
Clafoot.
Clafoot!
It would be clafoot.
It would be clafoot.
Sort of idea where instead of doing a big clafouti, which is kind of like a set custard big pie, usually with cherries or other summer fruits, I made them into small individual ramekins, which was really delicious. And I incorporated, you know, apricots because they are super fresh in the summer, and then pistachio because I've just recently been so obsessed with pistachio. Otherwise, we also took a few trips down into Geneva and hung out by the lake with a couple of friends, one of our friends that we made in Pretoria, who actually now lives in Geneva. And funnily enough, another friend from South Africa, this time from Cape Town, happened to be passing through on his way from Italy. So he came out, we went to the lake, had a bit of a dinner with him out on the terrace. And yeah, it was just nice to continue to share and make wonderful memories in the Geneva house that we so desperately love. But then came the real shock, my first week of pastry school. I don't know how entirely to put this into words, but the first day of pastry school changed my life. It felt like finally me as this weird puzzle piece that has been trying to fit myself into many different versions of who I am, for whatever reason, because I thought that this is what society wanted me to do, or I might have genuinely thought something was what I wanted to do because I was good at it, I had skills for that. Thinking about being a chemical engineer, I had an ease with chemistry and math growing up, and so I thought that's what I wanted to be. That turned out to maybe not be true. I spent 15 years working in international health. I was super excited to be doing monitoring and evaluation and taking more of a research perspective to what does and doesn't work in development. I often felt like I had to convince myself that I was excited to be doing something, that I was passionate about something. But stepping into Ferrandi on Wednesday last week finally felt like me. It felt like, without any effort on my part, I just wanted to be there. I wanted to know everything that I could know. I felt like I was surrounded by similarly minded people, people who are impassioned by the thought of new foods, the thought of creating a meal that people will come and enjoy, that you can be the creator of community. Seeing everyone be so excited and equally as ready to dive into this world as me just felt so incredible. And there were so many moments along the way, little things like the first time I clasped my culinary vest shut, or the first time I put my culinary toolkit on my shoulder and walked down a hallway and could almost have an out-of-body experience and see myself walk by and be jealous of that person and then realize, no, this is your life now. You are actually getting to do these things that you have so wanted to do for so long, that you have coveted when watching things like Top Chef or Chef's Table on Netflix. It was happening to me. And it's just been so incredible to have these little moments where I feel like I want to pinch myself, because I have certainly lacked that in my career so far. So I definitely wanted to take more video of what was happening in school. Last week was the orientation. Turns out the vibe is very much not having a lot of content creation, which I totally respect and understand. So I will have to rethink how exactly I share this journey with you all, but orientation was amazing. We got to meet all of our chefs. We got to meet all of our fellow students. We got a very deep dive in terms of the full curriculum of what we are going to learn each week, all the different types of pastries, desserts, creams, sponges, doughs that we're going to be able to master in these next 16 weeks. My challenges so far, which I guess I wasn't so much expecting, but I am managing, is the impact of this beautiful broken pinky, which, if you don't know, I was training for triathlons in Cape Town when we lived in South Africa, and one of the Saturday long rides, which I so loved because it was 4 hours out in the beautiful nature of Cape Town, I fell off my bike and significantly broke this little guy in 2 places and spent 9 to 10 months sort of trying to rehabilitate it. But this is what I'm working with now, which is okay. I have learned to re-love the way that I look and the functionality of my hand, but I am discovering the ways that it is trying to create a hindrance in my ability to do some of the stuff. But as Naruto said on the famous anime Naruto, I shall not be left behind. I will figure it out and I will persevere, and I'll make up my own way. If the traditional way of piping isn't gonna quite work with this little crooked pinky, I will figure out something else. But it is something I'm gonna have to keep in mind as I continue to develop my skills, and will for sure ask for assistance from the experts if I ever feel like I hit a roadblock. FYI, if you have liked the music that's been playing behind all these different segments, it's actually from my latest EP that was released on August 29th. It's called No More Waiting, and you can stream it anywhere where streaming music is available. So go check it out. I'll put a link down in the description, but it is definitely my favorite album to date. So if you want to continue to get updates like this, to perhaps learn some pastry school techniques that I hope to share in the future, or just generally understand what we've been going through in terms of living in Paris over the next couple of months, like, subscribe, drop a comment in the video if you also have gone through a pretty transformative August. What is the newest thing you learned about yourself this month? And how do you want to integrate that going forward in your life? Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!